That red. It doesn't. Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of Let's Do, well, it's not really Let's Do This today. Today is more like Wit and Wisdom with Colette. I feel so funny calling you that, but that's how we're going to roll today.
That's my name.
Yes. So we are excited about today, as we all have shared last week and also posted today. She's going to be taking over as the host today. I'm so excited to be joining this set as a co-host, sitting back. So we're going to start it off with kicking it off. I'm going to interview her, and we're going to go to commercial, and then on the flip side, you're going to be taking over.
Okay.
So thank you all for joining. And the other ladies are coming as well. And you know, we have a clear window, so now they actually wave and speak. And so when we're waving back, we're waving back at the other people. So yes, we're going to get started. And I am going to start with interviewing you. Can you take a minute and share it? Yes. So let's take a minute and share this. And we're excited about this. She's going to be talking about her book and everything. So yeah.
Okay.
Boom.
I wish I know how you did that.
That's okay. We'll catch you up in a minute.
Catch me up.
Let me see. I can do it for you.
Because last week people were like, you didn't share the
link.
link.
No problem. So we're going to take a minute and we're going to do this. So let's go to my name. And then that way you can go to my page and we can share it. And make sure you all are sharing it out as well. And y'all know this live, so we don't do like playbacks and all that. We for real, and we want to make sure that everybody is getting it. That's your enter key. Mm-hmm. Why am I not? We'll work it out.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Hi,
Peggy. How are you? Hello, everyone that's joining. So So you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, you're ready. So I am so excited about your book.
Thank you. So am I.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wit and
finally.
Wisdom. Lessons on life, love, and leadership. So I'm really, really excited about that. So we're going to talk about that on the other end when you take over.
Okay.
But I wanted to take a moment. We're doing this thing called the author takeover. So we're testing it out on you.
Oh my.
So we're going to go through and ask you some questions, and then we'll just go in dialogue. You know how we do.
Yes,
but we got to remember, we got an audience this time.
Okay.
All right. So what or who inspired you to write your book?
Well, my initial inspiration to write a book, it was on another subject and another topic. And I realized midway through the project that I was not ready to share from that place that was going to lead others to another place that I had not yet gone.
Okay,
so it's about grief.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So my initial project is about grief, healing of grief. Through hymnody. And so so I had to put that aside as I was going through my own healing journey. And in the midst of that, I had already entered into an agreement. And so I had to move. I had to produce something. Yes. And I wanted to do something that would lift me up. Right. And so this was just a good place. One of my team members, he's on the team that I supervise, and he followed me out of one of our staff meetings and said to me, what was that comment that you made in the meeting? Can you repeat that? And I was trying to think like which one and what did I say? What did I say this time? And he said, he pulled his phone out. He said, I have a whole list of Riceisms, Reverend Riceisms. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I went home and I prayed about it, and I realized what a wonderful tribute to the life and legacy of those who I was still mourning. And so it kind of flipped things around for me. So that was the inspiration.
I love it. I love it. So in terms of the experience of becoming an author of your own book, like what was the most challenging part?
I'd say first and foremost is staying motivated. Yeah, you really have to, when you take a project and it's not, an article or a chapter or whatever, but you really, endeavoring, you gotta, it was hard to stay in the midst of other, so I say motivated, focus may even be more appropriate in this space.
I can understand that, not saying how you felt, but for me, on projects where I'm engaged with other people, while I have a deadline, I'm normally going to meet those. When it's me one-on-one, you feel like, girl, you can do that next week. You can shift, but it gives you like that more flexibility than you would. And it's like a lack of accountability. Nobody's going to hold, like, you can keep on pushing your deadline.
You can, but at a point it gets embarrassing because the publisher will start, they call you. They're like, hello. How's when they call you a year later, I'm like, how you coming?
A year later, okay.
I'm like, how you get about after a while, I was like, look, don't you say that again. Don't position yourself to say that again. So I think that was it. And then I think perhaps for every writer, as Allison shared last week, is really holding on to the belief that you really do have something to share. And I think that's a major challenge for anybody that's like, I want to write a book. And it may not, and more than likely it won't be for everybody, but it is for somebody.
And so I definitely agree with that. It's remembering your why. Like always remembering your why in everything that you do, especially with the book. How about, so we talked about the challenge, and what about the most rewarding?
Getting it in the mail. I remember the book. What was the movie, Steve Martin? What was that, The Dummy? What was that book? And he got the phone book and his name. Yeah, that's right. You don't watch. This is so old. I'm dating myself because this is like 30 years ago. But Steve Martin found his name in the phone book. And he was like, my name is in it. So not so much your name, but getting that. And the lady told me, she said, it's going to be, you just don't know how it's going to feel when you get that finished product in the mail and it's memorialized with, it's done.
So, I know. I can only imagine like
getting it done was the most rewarding.
The awesome feeling. So I've been on book projects in the midst of writing my own. But even like the feeling that when I opened up and turned to my chapter, it was like, so I can just imagine, because you were a part of an anthology, a book group before. So I can just imagine like the piece of like, oh my God, so what did you do? Like, tell us.
Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, hallelujah. I mean, I just shouted. I just sat and looked at it. I did the little boomerang thing. I got silly. I got excited. All of that.
That's great.
Very rewarding.
That's great.
And then to have people say, hey, I got a text from somebody the other day, and they said, hey, I'm enjoying your book. I'm actually doing daily devotions with my children. And this is a man who said that. And I was like, wow, yay, God. I just had these major moments of excitement just to say that it's fruit. It's fruit.
And I kind of put you out there, so we're going to have to turn what I said into a truth. When we were at church selling your book, people came over and they was looking. I was like, yes, and buy it and follow her, because each one of them is going to be a lesson that she's going to find a way to talk about, whether it be Facebook Live or coming to your event. So we need to work through and make that happen.
Absolutely. I actually have a conversation party coming up this month. I'm really excited about it. And then I'll be going to Philly probably sometime this month as well.
Great.
So just trying to make...
That's what you do. That's what you do. In terms of marketing, I always ask people, like, you have a book, so what? What's next? And so I actually help people to break down their modules, and yours are broken down like perfectly, that each one is just a conversation piece. Just a conversation piece. So that is great. So did you is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the author's name on your book is listed as A. Colette Rice. That's your name.
That's my name.
That's what your mother called you.
You
be trying to hide that A, but we joke about who's showing up. I think I probably figured it out from just listening to conversation.
I know.
You kind of give it away. But anyway, we joke about who's showing up. Whether it's going to be Reverend Red or whether it's going to be Coco. So while we know that you're one person, even though I joke about the two of them, for this book, why a Colette Rice?
Yeah, because it's really coming from me. You know, the Reverend is, you know, a space. It's in a, and that really it's not it. You know, the calling is something that was given to me by God. The title, you know, I don't even think Reverend is in the Bible, so it's not really. So I'm good with now. Now I do have an issue with people who will call my brother Doc, Reverend, Pastor, and then me, sis. You know, so that's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
But yes. I'm good with. I really wanted to just be me. You know what I mean? I really just wanted to be me.
I got it. When I first read it, I was like, wait a minute now. It's A. Let me see. But no, it's all good. It's all good. But like, and given your explanation of why you chose that, is there an instance where you choose to go with Reverend, like particularly, like in what instances?
More often than not, it's when I'm operating in that office. So I'm always in that space, but I am an executive pastor. This is the space that, so when I'm working, when I'm on assignment, if you will, a lot of times I think about the New Testament when Paul, you know, there were times when Paul had to say, I, Paul, an apostle, you know, he had to go through all of that so people wouldn't get it twisted. You know what I mean? That yes, you know, I'm gonna turn this on. I was called to the ministry, you know, but I worked for my ordination, you know, and so and I work very, very. I try to do the best at my vocation, my assignment, and I respect that, and I would expect others to respect it. But at the end of the day, there's really no conflict unless I'm being, you know, abused, and then it's like, okay, we can go outside. No, I'm only teasing.
Not between us,
not right. Not much space and opportunity. Right. I'm joking. It's really not that serious because people's issue is their issue.
Right.
You know what I mean? It really is their issue.
Right. And you kind of answered the next question. My next question was, do the two ever conflict?
Right. Well, here's the thing, and I learned this. Paul said, no, it was Jesus. No, let me see. Who was it? Y'all respond. Look it up and tell us who said, I become all things to all men that all men might be made free. So I don't ever want to walk in spaces and places where people are like, oh, you know, hide the beard, get the cigarette. You know, I don't have a heaven or hell to put anybody. I don't want anybody to get hung up on that. Right. You know what I mean? So family reunions, and sometimes we just, what they say, so heavenly minded that we're no earthly good, and I want to be some earthly good. So
no,
this, like, you know, it's Colette. You know,
that's like very true to you. Just from like even before I met you, where at first I thought you were mean, but then like along the way, you know, I did. Man. Serious. Man. I just couldn't tell. You would come over there, but anyway,
it's okay.
It was like your genuineness and your just everyday, like regular type of person, and especially like in Bible, like whatever it was, except when you in prayer mode, that's a whole different thing, and I love that. But like in Bible study and other engagements, I was like, oh, she cool, because you know you will make it openly entertaining, but it's directly from the word, and walk away with things that make me go, I'm like, okay, so in that whole aspect of it, I can definitely hear and feel what you're saying from that whole standpoint in terms of
being authentic.
Yes. And I can only imagine some of the things that people come to you and talk about, and being the person that you are, no judgmental and open and having the dialogue, it makes it that more easier for the person to walking to be able to receive their healing. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing.
I'll do my best.
Yes. So the next question, if there is one thing that you want your readers to walk into, and I mean into, thinking, feeling, when they pick up the book, what would it be?
I would say one of my favorite passages, and it kind of rests in that and on that, it comes from Proverbs 3:15. And it says that she is more precious than rubies, and all that thou canst desire. All that you can desire can't be compared unto her. And the her referenced here is wisdom. And so if anything, I would want people to know that, you know, there's two things that no matter what you desire on this, if you have wisdom, you know what I mean? Wisdom then leads to good judgment, that leads to wise decisions, and it makes for a better life, right? So that's probably the absolute most important thing. And then the second is that it's for anybody. Right?
It definitely
because the word says anybody that I'm still Coco. But anybody. See what I mean? This is where, you can't separate But anybody that asks for wisdom, the Bible says that God gives it freely. Isn't that an awesome? It's, other gifts, some have one thing, some have another, but wisdom, all you have to do is ask for it, and God will give it to you. That's
amazing. That's amazing. Look, you're going to say all that, then be like, that's it.
That's it.
Dropping mic over here. But yeah. So, and after we go through the show and talk about, then you can focus on your takeaways, okay? So we won't go into
we'll save that until.
Okay. We'll go in that, and then you'll tell people how to get in touch with you and how to buy the book.
All right.
All of that good stuff. So,
all right.
Okay, so anything else that you want to say before we go to commercial and transition over to let you take over? Nah, we're going to let you save everything. I'm playing some running joke in terms of the talking. She say I talk a lot, but y'all, this one right here.
I'm studying to be quiet right now.
Yes. So the only thing that I'll say, and I'll end with this, is how much I truly, truly adore you. I appreciate you, like, in my space. I appreciate being able to reach out and call you when I'm going through anything at all. I feel comfortable with talking to you about almost everything, that one thing. So I don't know if you're going to be able to come back on the Men and Women show. But other than that,
I'm coming back. I'm a Bogart. I'm a Takeover. That's the one I want.
No. But sincerely and seriously and truly, like, I so appreciate you being in my life.
Well, I want to say thank you. That's the one thing I would say. Not this for this space here, but thank you for your anointing. Thank you for your assignment to be an encourager, one who helps to make dreams come reality, because your gifting actually really inspired me. It encouraged me. I love what God is doing in your life, and the world needs your gifting. The world needs your anointing, because we talked about it last week when we talked about the big idea and how the visions, they're seeking somewhere to land, but somehow or another there's got to be space, somebody that helps you bring that dream to fruition and make it a reality. And so I thank God for you as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
No mushy,
little sappy, but we had to get that
right. Okay, so we are going to go to commercial. This part of it is ending, and I'm going to transition. And Coco is going to become the host, and then Trina's going to join us as well, and we'll get into talking about some of the juicy topics that are in the book. We are so excited. So we're going to go to commercial, and we'll see you all in about 2 minutes. Let's Do This radio talk show, advertisement and sponsorship opportunity. If you have a service, product, event, or initiative that you would like to promote, connect with us at Let's Do This. We are offering various sponsorships. We also have opportunities for 60-second ads and 10-minute takeover segments Of course, this is in addition to our VIP guests. So check out our website, www.letsdothisradiotalkshow.com, for more information. Let's Do This Radio Talk Show. Have you heard about our new show, Let's Do This? 5 women come together, pouring out their hearts, sharing their experience. The show's primary concept is to provide a platform for business owners and goal-oriented people. We want to get you motivated into moving forward on your dreams and your goals. Yeah, we know there are many things in life that people contribute to holding them back, such as finances, other people, health, family obligations, etc. When in reality, there are not any valid reasons for anyone not fulfilling their dreams. So for those who may need a boost, a push, some motivation, we welcome you to our family. No more deferring your dreams, stalling success, postponing purposes, no excuses. Let's do this. And to advertise your business with us, you can contact us. The advertisement and sponsorship activities start from $60 up to $600. Reach out to us for 60-second ads for $60, 10-minute in-studio advertisement segments for $100, and also you can do takeovers and sponsorship advertising for various pricing. We hope that you reach out. Let's do this. Wit and Wisdom by A. Colette Rice. It is often said that words worth hearing are worth repeating. If you are looking for strategies to cope with life's challenges with laughter and love, Wit and Wisdom has a word for you. Wit and Wisdom is an inspired collection of anecdotes, reflections, and metaphors, providing a vivid viewpoint on some of life's most meaningful moments. Today, advice is everywhere. Information travels the globe in an instant, giving everyone the power to comment and critique. Previous generations shared their wit, wisdom, and well-worn advice on less public platforms, but their words remain powerful. Colette shares simple lessons for living based on timeless biblical principles, wise family counsel, common sense, and her personal journey. She blends humor and homegrown honesty to provide genuine, heartfelt guidance from a modern perspective. Wit and Wisdom is a treasure to be read and shared with anyone seeking common sense solutions in an increasingly complicated world. All right, so I think that we are on. So take it away.
Oh wow!
Yes, okay, yeah, just like that, just like that.
Hey everyone.
Hey everybody. I'm just grateful for this opportunity to really discuss my project. As we shared earlier, I grew up in a space where we had a very lively household. I was very blessed to have parents, both my mother and my father. Both were very witty and both very wise. So when we got lessons in life, they weren't really simple lessons. They were always something creative that, dad needed to do, because he was a teacher. He had the gift, operated in the gift of teaching.
Okay.
Right. So, for instance, because I had a tendency not to really talk a lot, but no.
Wow. Making up for lost time.
But to talk loud, right? So instead of him saying, hold your voice down or keep your voice down, he would say, a well-modulated voice is a sure sign of
okay.
Wow.
That's what we would get,
okay.
If he'd say, go get something, and I'd run up the steps and I'd come back and say, what was I supposed to get? And instead of him saying, what's wrong with you? You couldn't remember that? He would say, you really need to learn how to let your head save your feet. Okay. Or he would say, the shortest pencil is longer than the longest memory.
So when he was saying those things, I mean, I know it was just, but when he was saying those things, did you understand them then?
Some of it.
Okay.
Like Instead of him saying, "Dummy, why didn't you?"
I got
that.
You
out there, rah, rah, hey, bring it down. Ladies don't. Da da da. So sometimes I did. Now some of the stuff he was pretty deep. So some of the stuff I didn't get it then.
The reason why I laugh about it is like when we talk, you'll start saying some stuff, and I'll be like,
right.
I know I'm kind of smart, but like I'll be looking like, what? You be like, no, you never heard that? I'm like, no, like break it down for me. So I was just trying to see, did you go through that?
Right, a little bit.
Okay,
so
okay.
It sounds like your dad, he had like a mono type voice, like.
Well, he was vibrant and and very like even now, and I think I might have shared this with you in some of our spaces, but my people loved my mother and my father.
Okay.
They were just and I mean, in the book it says every crow thinks theirs is the blackest, but the truth of the matter is,
talk all the time when she's not on the pulpit.
They were wonderful. They were wonderful. And my father passed in 2000, and I had just as recent as last year ran into a lady at Costco that used to go to Mount Eden, and memories of my father brought tears to her eyes. I'll run into people who are like, he changed my life. He ministered to me. He was a deacon. His ministry really brought me back to the church, and so on and so on and so forth. So I really felt blessed. I just really felt blessed.
That's definitely a blessing. Definitely a blessing.
And so in that space, it helped me to, and you don't realize it, like you said, until in my preaching moments or my teaching moments, I found myself over and over. My dad used to tell me, or my mom used to always say, blah, blah, blah. And so I realized how it was an aha moment when I realized how ingrained,
influential.
We definitely appreciate your mother and your father and your uncle from the intro. So we appreciate all of them. Brother, yes.
Yeah. So with that, I began to just do really a dump of the things that I thought would really bring value. Some of it, I say it in the book. Some of it's familiar, some of it not so familiar. We learn to chew up the meat and spit out the bones.
So let's actually talk through some of these things that we had. And I know we went through our items and we had some shared commonality and some differences, but I thoroughly enjoyed the book. So let's just go. And those of you out there, please engage as we talk. Like, tell us, ask questions, or tell us what you think when she reads them or says them. So let's go.
Okay, so the leaning tree isn't always the first to fall. So when you hear that, what comes to?
I don't want to cheat. I saw it on your post, so and I can definitely relate to it. I even related to it when I read the book, so I'll let Trina go.
I guess I look at it like, just because you may stumble, you may have some challenges, that doesn't mean you have to always fall all the way down. You can always lift yourself back. You can always, it's a comeback. You can always make a comeback. So I take it you don't always have to fall all the way.
Right. And it also means that Trina, how we oftentimes judge people.
Okay.
We judge people based on what we feel are their shortcomings and frailties and that kind of thing. And in the doing, we make assumptions about their ability to last.
The part.
That's really it. We make assumptions. Oh, they'll never, they're not gonna make it. And so when we assume that, we impose on them something that really is not ours to impose.
Not our call.
And then other people we esteem so great, and we're like, oh, they would never, and they very well may be the ones. To boom.
And one of our audience member says you are still in the race as long as you keep pushing. And exactly when you were saying that, it reminded me of a runner in a race. The Swiss doesn't necessarily get it. It's the endurance, depending on what type of race you're running. So
and don't sell anybody out. Don't count anybody out.
Okay, that one was good. Next.
Okay, next we I think these are some of the ones that we did finding common. This is one of my favorites, and I had to learn this the hard way. Never ask a naked man for the clothes off his back.
Is that Coco or Rep? No, I'm playing. Okay,
well,
so never ask.
I'm playing. No, don't do that around me.
Okay. We got exegete that one. Break that one down.
So in life, we can often find ourselves, whether it's whatever the ask may be, we can find ourselves asking someone who is not in a position to accommodate that ask.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you get frustrated, whether it's in the bank line, whether it's in the store, and you gotta, a lemon, whether it's a vehicle or you got a defective garment or whatever. We could go on and on and on about what that may be. It could be in the work environment, and you have someone who you're going to and you're saying, I really, my work is deserving of, a promotion, but the person who you're talking to is not the one who gives out promotions.
Absolutely.
So you can frustrate yourself to no end if you insist on asking somebody for something they're unable to give you. They're just unable to give it. And so instead of getting yourself worked up, you just keep bumping it up. You bump it up, you bump it up, you bump it up. And you don't have to cuss, you don't have to fuss, you don't have to lose your cool or anything. Oh, thank you so much. Miss, I'm sorry, we can't. Oh, okay, can I speak to, so-and-so? And if so-and-so comes and they get kind of goofy, because really, they want you to go away. Right, they want you to go away. And so you have to keep pressing in a very intentional, professional, and calm way to get your results. And it can't be from somebody who, you can't get a shirt from somebody who don't have one.
Right.
Let me ask in another sense, and I see that's like you said with on a professional level, with business and things like that. But would that be the same in the terms of you're trying to get something out of someone that's just does not have that capability?
We do it all the time. Yes. We do it all the time, and that's the worst.
This from this person, and it doesn't mean you're belittling them or whatever, but you're expecting something that this person just does not have to give. Ability.
They don't have it to give,
and it's nothing wrong with that.
Right,
not having that capability.
Well, but it's wrong if you insist. It's wrong. Number one, if it's a deal breaker for you.
Right.
Not wrong, but it means that we have to make other decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's not wrong. Whereas you're expecting, I'm saying sometimes if that person is not the right person, then you have to move to the next resource, to the next person. Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. You can't get stuck with there. If you have, that's why when we do marriage counseling, premarital counseling, we go through Chapman's love languages. You have to find out if we're on the same page. If we speak the same language, if my love language is physical touch, right? Okay, if my love,
I was fine with this.
I won't mess nobody up. I'm good with that. So if my love language, it's physical touch, and you're not moved by that. You know what I mean? And if this is what I need, you know what I mean? If I need the hugs and every time I come to you, you do one of these, you did a little pat or whatever, I'm not getting what. And so you tell, in relationships, you tell couples, you have to learn the other person's language, and then you have to be committed to speaking their language. Because that's the only way we're going to communicate.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So that's it. So it goes across the board.
Itself.
I know.
Go ahead. I'm going to let you go so I don't get involved.
Let me ask this quick. So can a love language thing break or make a relationship?
Absolutely.
That's all. And what if it's a relationship that's already been in the making for years and you just tapping into this love language? Because some people are just tapping into that love language.
Right. Well, it's bad business when you can't speak. Okay, go to a foreign country.
Oh my goodness! Don't take me back.
Come on.
I already shared my experience in Paris and how it caused because we just couldn't communicate. I wasn't being nasty and I didn't mind her sitting.
But communication was not taking place.
Absolutely.
And so when communication does not take place, then it can frustrate any relationship. And so it is, I've counseled a whole lot of folk married them, they back. I can pretty much tell when I do the premarital. Now I don't teach the classes, but I do. If I'm officiating, I will meet with them. I can tell.
I be like this right here.
I'll be like, they're in it to win it. They're in it to win it. But this over here, I'm like, they don't get it.
Wow,
they really don't get it. You can spot it.
Yeah, and it's so funny. The guy Corey that works for the radio station, we laugh at him. He was talking to us.
Talking about
he
that class.
He finished. So we were talking to him as he was going through it. So I was like, "Hey, Corey, how's it going? How's your class?" He was like,
"You learn a lot when you get in."
Yeah. So I'm putting Corey out there because I don't know who his fiance is.
It's no joke. It's no joke. But if you have deal breakers, you need to know and be true to what your deal breakers. Because marriage, relationships, and friendships, all of us compromise. All of us compromise.
Yes.
So you have to make up it in your mind. You know what I mean? If we're listening to one another, you tell me what you need. Sometimes men don't understand, the language that women need. Yes. Women need security. Yes. They need, women don't understand that 99% of the men, physical touch is at the top of their list. I had one girlfriend years ago who said, she would come home and she would do the dishes, she would do the homework with her son, she would do all of that, and her husband would have his arms laid back, propped up on the couch, and when she got finished, he would give her, a little wing.
Come on,
I just got finished.
You ain't lift a finger.
It's hilarious.
So it's really important. It's really important.
So let's shout out a couple of people as we transition to the next one.
Yeah.
So we have Key Black Butterfly Williams. Thanks for joining us. Bernie is joining. Sorry that traffic got you stuck.
That traffic is
accident.
Yeah.
LaRaba, hey. Mike Reed, Clarence Dorsey. Tawana Chisley, Tony Slater, Sonia. Hey, Sonia. Sonia's actually one of our newest contributing hosts.
Okay.
And I see your sister on there.
Yeah. Hey, Tony.
Yes. And Tasha Williams. So thank you all for joining, and some other people, Karen Brown, and we'll do some shout outs later on.
Okay. So the next is chew up the meat and spit out the bone.
Yeah, and then that was the one when you first said that to me. I was like, what? Then I was like, okay. So get it, and now it makes perfect sense. Perfect sense.
Right. I think it's really critical that we learn, especially. We talked about differences, and we find that when we make connections, I'm sure in your travels you've discovered when you're open, that you have more commonalities than you do differences,
definitely.
And so you can look and you can observe and you can. I used to when I was young and naive, and I learned this really in the preaching dynamic, because I used to, if I just felt like, and this is when I was very young, I'm very eclectic now in my taste and what I'll listen to a lecture, I'll listen to, Hooper. I mean, I'll listen to it all, and as long as it's solid word and it's open. But when I was younger, if your personality was a little bit, I'd be like, and y'all do it now. Y'all know y'all do it now with them preachers. Y'all be like, oh my God, he preaching today, she's preaching today. Y'all do it. I know y'all do it. So,
I used to.
I used to do that. But when you're open, when you have an open mind,
you try to
whether it's a conversation or whatever. Sometimes it's people who we count out. We figure, because they clean the trash, that they don't have anything to say, or they don't. I know people, especially in this dynamic in ministry, particularly, like they're looking around for who got something for them, who they think can get them to the next level. Right. And
I used to be, honestly, I used to be like that. And one time you hit us with the okie doke. You had come, you did altar call. I'm like, okay, yes. And I don't know what was going on. It might have been the time you was going through with your switch, and you switched up. I was like,
I passed the baton.
I was like, wait a minute. I don't know. So that was funny. But I, on a serious note, I take copious notes.
Yeah,
I take copious notes. So believe it or not, like every word that's said, every preacher that's up there, everything, I can get a message for it, even if it's not. Because normally, like now, it's easier for me to catch it. Like it used to be a while, I would go home and look at my notes, but now, like, oh my goodness, do you remember the guy who just came and preached? It might have been the last night of revival.
Okay,
and he was like, you know, I just came back from Paris. He was like, Paris, Mona Lisa. Right. I was sitting up there like, this is freaky. Like, this is freaky. Yes.
But that's what God does. And if we open our heart and open our mind, sometimes people talk crazy. And, you know, they talk crazy. And, you recognize crazy, go in the opposite direction. Yeah. But generally speaking, you know. Yeah,
I know you, Coco, but I love my opinion because, like, all of the different, I get something all the time. The visiting preachers.
I agree with the both of what you all are saying, because there has been time when a person may be like, well, that wasn't for me, or I just can't get with that pastor, or I just can't get with it. But if you really, really listen, there's going to be something in there that some person, that person may say. It may not be the whole supper, the whole meal may not be for you, but there's going to be something on that plate for you, for you to take in and digest and walk away with. So I get it when you say take the meat and throw out the bones. Don't just shut it down because of that person. I just can't get with that person, because we shut it down. You don't hear nothing the person may say. You don't hear.
And you miss what God got for you. Because God will use a donkey. When I found that, I said, well, he would use a donkey. If he use a donkey, he can use anybody.
Yes, definitely. Okay. This your show.
Okay. So, this one I think I got from my little sis. Little things. Even a dog will wag its tail.
Okay.
Right. So, we come again from a southern background, and when we were I was born and raised in Philly. Okay, but both of my parents, my mother, Mount Airy. Okay, Mount Airy. Okay.
You taking us back? I try to say you go way back. Go
ahead. Y'all know Mount Airy Groove. Y'all don't know Mount Airy Groove. Who was that? Okay. Tania or somebody tell me, whoever knows that's watching, tell us who did Mount Airy Groove. Yeah. But anyway, so we spent our summers, of course, in South Carolina and North Carolina. Of course, that was vacation, but anyway, it consisted of being on the porch and rocking, and what you got all day, hey.
Right. Yes.
Everybody. Yes. Strangers. Will speak. Yes. And so that's the way I was trained. Yes. That's the way I grew up. And so I think we've grown away from, we get on the elevators and we go to the farthest corner to keep from connecting with people. We don't engage. I was out yesterday with my niece and I pulled in a space. God was getting ready to come out and I rolled down my window and I said, do you have enough room? And he wasn't expecting that. And so he said, what? I mean, he said, what? I was like, I know Will is just disappointed the life out of him. All I'm trying to do is accommodate. Right. And I said, do you have enough room? I just repeat. He was like, thank you so much. I'm good. But it's really, I just feel that we really should be in that space where we're willing to do. And you never know that you may be entertaining angels unaware. It may be a divine encounter that God has ordained for us. And if we don't, can I help you with that? Can I hold the door? Whatever it may be. Right?
Small talk. Small talk will lead to it.
That's so true.
Yeah. So, dogs, when they get around people, they talk, and so if they can do that, the least we can do is say hello.
Yeah. My kids get on me and my husband all the time. For not speaking. Y'all know everybody.
Oh, okay. Because
every time we go somewhere, even if I don't know a person, and they always say, "Ma, you talk to strangers."
Nobody's a stranger.
And I tell them, that's just, they not a stranger to me.
Nobody's a stranger.
I've adjusted.
The kids, they won't talk to you.
I'm just being honest. Like, I used to be in this
that's
little
that private thing. Like that.
But my family grew up in South Carolina. Carolina.
Like
No
that,
offense.
My family came
never-
from South
I
Carolina, so
always
my
gravitated to
roots are South Carolina.
Right.
It was just. It was just me wanting to be responsible for myself.
Right,
I didn't want to
right.
get caught up, so I'd be like, if I keep on going, all I gotta do
right,
is.
right.
But now, oh my God, it's like totally like the opposite.
Wow.
Like sincerely the opposite. Sometimes I'll be like, girl, calm down a little bit. Calm down. But very open and friendly and will talk to anyone and, engage in conversation. Like I met this lady on the bus for the cruise. She didn't go to Mount Enid. She was attending. Man, I'm telling you, at the end, I'm not playing. She was like, oh my God, I love it. Put your number in my phone. And then she was like, call me anytime. I was going to put a joke on the line for y'all. I was like, you sure? You sure? Go ahead. Next one. But yeah, like just being open. Like that's okay.
Okay, the next one is kisses aren't contracts.
So this one right here was so funny for me because y'all know my running joke. My running joke: if we kiss, we go together. So when I read that, that's why it was so funny, and I said that meaning that. It took me a minute to get engaged with somebody, and once we
I
kiss,
gotta hear this because I got something
we go together.
Kiss was the thing.
I love this. I love
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay,
break it
go
down,
ahead.
Red.
Okay. So now we got to go all the way back because I think girls have. I mean, we've been again trained on fairy tales, right? It was the kiss that would wake up.
No,
right.
Go ahead. That's another story.
We were
the whole
raised that way, know, where it was the kiss that made the difference. It was
it heals 3 times. Boom.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Okay.
And so the whole knight in shining armor, the whole, and so oftentimes we enter into relationships. Hypothetically, I mean, it doesn't have to be a kiss, but our connections, we make so many assumptions. You know what I mean? So you meet somebody, and women, we have to really be careful because we already, first night, if you meet Johnny Davis tonight, tomorrow you in the mid Johnny.
We can
Colette Davis. Colette Davis. How does that sound rolling off your lips? Coco Day, you know how we do.
We did it a lot as kids, but even growing up, I didn't get it in terms of thinking like,
this has more permanence than we are. We give it more permanence than it really has. All it was a kiss. All it was a good conversation.
I get you.
All it was a phone call. All it was a date. Stop holding people hot. Okay.
Go ahead.
But
I'm just saying. Stop that. Ladies, stop that.
Which number is that? Which number is that?
It's not in the book. I can give you the book.
No, I was just saying how far down because I'm going to say this in my class from Marriage from A to Z.
Okay.
Now this must be some new stuff. Said we from that kiss, love at first sight thing. The class, she asked, how many of you all kissed your husband, right? Within this last week? Because we did assessment of the week.
Okay.
The women was like, ooh.
Ooh.
So I was like, what is going on here? Well, I tell you, but it was like a lot of young people in the class, like newlyweds married from 0 to 3 months, maybe a year, and things like that. They are not kissers.
Right. But
I was just
there's
like,
a story behind that. That's a backstory behind that because they didn't learn to court. They didn't learn
what it is. It has to be.
I'm agreeing with you. That's my thing.
Yeah.
So I always tell friends or whoever, like, you got to learn to court me. You got to learn to court me.
When you learn to court, then you take that. You take that bit by bit. If you rocking it. Okay, let's just, I'm coming back for that. I'm coming for that. But realistically speaking, if you give all the cookies out, then what makes, and I don't want to get it because it's a little too explicit for that, but really, people honor you for what you're willing to. And I'm not talking about no 90-day rule. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm simply saying that we have to go back because we learned affection. You know what I mean? You hold hands with you know, that was a display of affection. Yes. Like you said, a kiss was woo. You know, a kiss was
like tingling and all that. A kiss did a lot. It did a lot. But I tell you that I was totally shocked.
But you got a kiss. You know what I mean? Kissing. Look at somebody in the eyes, and you know. And now y'all got, you know, keep your breath fresh and all of that kind of stuff because that's important. I mean, that's important. That's important piece of that.
Right. So, Key Black Butterfly Williams says, "Wow, that makes such great sense."
Okay.
Joyce, hey Joyce, we need to get you on our show.
Hey Joyce.
Terry Butler from HD Wilson. Interesting. My husband and I kiss every time we walk in each other's presence.
That's it.
We kiss so many times throughout the day. We have been together for 29 years.
That's why y'all been together 29 years and still kissing.
Me and my husband didn't kiss every day. We were together for 25 years. That's why we're not together anymore.
So Drain, to go back to that affection is just wasn't there, right?
No, so I mean that's a whole different show.
Okay.
When we were there, we were there. But when you come to a point where I didn't like him anymore, like it wasn't, I can't fake and put on a facade. So it was like, don't touch me.
Right. Okay. Right.
Definitely,
I was in a class full of non-kissers.
Yes, there is. If you kiss me, we go together. It's like I'm playing. Go ahead.
Okay.
So where we at?
Okay. This one came from my mom when we were putting something together for the women, and I said to her, "Give me a word, give me a beat." She was like, "I don't know," you know, she full of wisdom. I always right. I said, "Come on, give me something." She said, "Start out like you can hold out."
I love.
That's what you need to do.
Yes, I love that. Yes, I love that.
That's deep. Yes, you don't realize how deep. She said, "No, that's real. You know, that's real. How we, you know, and as they said, when you meet somebody, you meet the representative, and we do all of the things that Joyce is continuing to do. Go Joyce! But we do all of these things on the front end that we're really not willing to hold up. Do you remember the episode of Jamie Foxx when he was dating? What's her name? Anyway, he was dating her, and she did role play.
Okay.
Yes.
Remember? Yes. And then he came home the next night. He was like, "Where is she?" I'm tired, Jamie. I'm good. And he was like, "Where?"
Yes.
And so we get caught up, you know, oftentimes in the fantasy, and so whatever you're able to do, don't do more than you can't sustain. If you're bringing me flowers now, I want to see flowers later. You know what I mean?
And then you're concerned when somebody grow away from you when you switch up. We grow up and we mature, so that's the difference in growing apart. But when you were doing something and you just going to shift off and stop
so is that a part of what she said, sending your representative? Or because I've heard,
or you trying to chase the person and getting it, or even somebody gets tired of doing it.
People we lose. You gotta work for whatever it is. Anything you gotta keep the fire burning, to keep your passion, whatever. You gotta hold on to that.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So quickly, let's go through the last one or two. However,
let's. You know, everybody knows familiarity breeds contempt. So
but I still like that.
I like that one. I like that.
Okay, familiarity. I mean, don't do it. Yeah, that's just my counsel. Do not do it.
That's the only time you can put "don't" in front of "do it." Right.
That's don't do it.
Don't do it.
Because it does. I mean, when you get familiar with people, and I've seen it in government, I've seen it in church, I've seen it in every space that I've ever operated in. When you get too familiar, you lose your perspective. You lose the honor. That you do for somebody. And I have people in my life. I've had supervisors who we were like this, and yet I understood that there was a line,
boundaries
that I was going to respect on every turn. You know what I mean? Because when you lose it, that thing gets real ugly. I mean, think about what comes out of your mouth. Think about everything that you're saying, everything that you're doing, and just keep that space and perspective, and keep that honor.
That honor, that reverence.
Keep that honor.
Very quickly, like this weekend, we were at a women's retreat, and that was the thing that came up. And a young lady was expressing an issue that she had. One of the things that I've talked about, and I think Bernie and somebody talked about, is when you have someone in your space that's close to you and will do everything for you, sometimes you don't give them the love and the respect that they deserve.
Right.
It'll be the people that you're trying to drive attention from and trying to do some different things about. So that brought it to my mind when you when we were talking about that in terms of that aspect of the book. So yeah. And I know it was in the leadership role of it, but even if it's like, a lot of times people talk about when a supervisor moves on to become a supervisor and no longer a co-worker. But it's also the opposite of it. I have seen some people to abuse their supervisory or their position. So you got to look at it from both ways.
It's too familiar either way. And then you have to honor, even when people are elevated, you have to honor that. And then a lot of people serve, but they serve, and I'm just saying because this is a space I dwell in, they don't always serve with the right intentions. Their intentions aren't always pure. So they want something. I'm going to tell you, it is so vulnerable. It's very vulnerable when you expose people to your inner circle and they can't handle the backstage. You got to be able to handle the backstage.
That reminds me of when I was, at GTM with your church. Church is definitely with that inner circle, that inner space, and I've seen people too familiar with the pastor, and I'm like, did they just say that to the pastor?
I've seen it too. I've seen it too. And people don't think anything. A lot of times they don't know any better, and I get that, but I don't have a problem with correct them.
Yeah, you got to.
No, you don't. All right,
last one. We rarely see ourselves as others do.
That was deep.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't see ourselves now. I got that one from my dad too. Because a lot of times we just project this and we think we're, whatever it is. It could be really, really good. You know what I mean? It could be, people say, oh, you're so gifted. And we're like, oh, well, shucks, no, I'm not. Or whatever. And they're like, we see that in you. So that's a good thing. But you could also have some ugly ways.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't acknowledge those ways. And somebody else, you got to have people who love you, people in your space, accountability partners, people who I love having my sister in my life because she's always going to be did you really think about that? Or, whatever. And I know she loves me. You know what I mean? And when you love and they love you,
it's coming from a good place.
It's coming from a good place. It's coming from a good place. So,
okay. So this was so great and wonderful. So tell them where they can find you.
Okay, well, the book is available now online.
Okay.
You can go to my website, which is Wit and Wisdom with Colette.com. And just click on buy the book now. It's also I prefer you to get it from iUniverse. Hint, hint, hint. But if you don't get it from the publisher, by all means, get it from Amazon. Get it from Amazon. And then I am on Instagram now at Colette Rice. So you follow me. And also Seeing with a C, CING, his works. And so I'll be, putting down the beads of wisdom on Wednesdays.
Okay. I caught that yesterday. I like that. But that's fine. That's fine. A start is good. It's something that you can do consistently.
Yes.
So that's great, and we'll make sure that the information goes in the feed.
Thank you.
So one of the things that I asked you at the beginning is I talked about what would you want the readers to feel coming in. What about walking away with? What do you want them to walk away and say?
I asked my niece that today as we were traveling back, and I love her. She's my muse. And I said to her, what do you think about that question? And she said, what is the takeaway? The one takeaway is listen to your elders.
Oh,
and
yes,
I was, look, a little tears started. I was like, oh my God, girl.
Yeah, no.
And she's a millennial. She's my baby, rocking, and I'm watching her. And I said, you're so blessed because she has a newborn.
Yes.
And I'm like, look at you. And you have a mother who, you have this amazing network and a grandmother who was always teaching.
Yes.
So I would say to the young people, I would say, and everybody in between, till my mother left me, I would say, tell me a story. Tell me something. Right?
Yes.
Absolutely. So never cease to, never stop learning.
Yes.
Right? Because when you cease to learn, you cease to live.
Yes.
And allow, and that means from everybody. Your kids can teach you something. Your elders can teach you something. Babies can teach you something.
They're so honest.
Yes.
And I always used to joke, but it's serious. Like, I have a lot of, like, older friends. Like, I have a lot of friends that are, like, 15, 20, 25. One is 30 years older than me.
Absolutely.
Like, when we sit, I just be like, and they're like, oh my God, you're so. I be like,
tell me more. Tell me more. And you glean.
Yes.
I mean, their history, their lives, experiences, all that they've been through. It's just a wealth. And so her saying that, listen to your elders, and then just commit to whatever space you're in, asking, God, how can I glean? What can I glean?
I love the L's, not just because it's Ladrine, but the L's in terms of how the sections are broken up: life, love, and leadership. And under life is lasting impact.
Right,
that was Limitations is what I think I wrote to you was my favorite one. Okay. All of them are good, but I had to pick one.
I can't wait to see what's the
liberation. Favorite. Liberation was good. I had to go back and circle on that one.
Okay.
And little things. All of those go under life, and then love and leadership. But I was up like in the middle of the night reading, so I had the PDF copy first. I was like, but it was really
so
good.
Glad.
It's good.
I'm sure it's good. I ain't even read it yet, but when I saw that Reverend Rice is coming out with a book, I said, I got to get that book. Oh,
yes. Well, bless you. Yes. I'm excited. I'm grateful.
Yes. So we appreciate you. So Trina, at the end, we normally have a question. Did she kind of like mess you up? You don't have one? She
messed me up. I mean, I hope we got our study sheet, because I'm just gonna ask on the what she gave us out on the sheet. Which one?
Resonate?
Yes, there you go, Dream. Resonate with you. Think quick on your feet.
What's the top one?
So the learning tree isn't always the first to fall, but I'm not going with that. I'm going to go with the second one. So never ask a naked man for the clothes off his back. So it comes in various aspects for me. So, I've been a director for years, supervisor a whole number of employees. One of the lessons that I learned from my staff member, one of them in a retreat, retreat is what goes on in Vegas, stays in Vegas. Right. They were like, you hold us to your standards.
Oh, wow.
Like, what are the real standards? Like, do we need to? And that really made me pull back and understand to not expect everybody to do it at the level that I know Trina called me do it on steroids. But I know how I am. But what I was asking of them wasn't.
Right.
And some of them didn't have it.
Right.
So that was a lesson for me, like early on in my supervisory skills. So that really, I gained a lesson from them, but also in everyday life. Yeah. People that you deal with and people that you operate with, they'll ask you to do things that you're not capable of, or when you ask somebody to do it, you can't understand for the life of you why somebody can't get it right, or why somebody can't do this or that. So that's my take on it. So I love that one.
Right. Okay. It has to be from this list here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That tree.
Because
no, that's fine.
We just went over it for the audience.
You was about to give everybody else a sneak extra one.
I was. Okay. So I guess for me, if I had to settle on one in this space, I would say the leaning tree isn't always the first to fall.
I know that's your favorite,
and that's for me. That's even my own, my own personal lesson. Because a lot of times, you come for yourself. You don't believe. You don't push yourself. You don't allow yourself to go ahead. And even if you are leaning, you feel like. And I've had resilience. I've been resilient, but I'm just grateful for that. The understanding is just because you're leaning, you ain't outlasted some folks.
Yes, it ain't over.
Some folks you call their name today, honey, they wouldn't answer.
Yes.
And they were rough on my track and on my tail. So I'm grateful. Yeah.
So we're going to go.
What about you, Sharina?
What about you?
Okay, so mine, we're resonating
from right here.
From your, look, like Reverend Rice said, in this space.
Right here.
She gonna make it clear in this space.
I'm restricted.
I got some whole other stuff going on, but in this space, I'm gonna go with even a dog will wag its tail, little things. Okay. Oh my God! Just don't diminish, don't discredit the smallest things. Wow. Like you said, use your words, speak to people. You just never know how you can make a person's day. You never know how a person could pull into your life. Share information. That's one thing some people are struggling with. But the more you share, the more we can grow as a unit, as a community, and things like that. So just don't discredit, diminish, and disregard. And I would say the littlest things, the biggest things, because what may be small and little to you may be big to me. So it may mean a lot to me, and what may be little and big to you may not mean. So hey, let's bring even ground to that. And I'm just that one right there resonated with me. It's the little things.
All right, so the show is coming to a close. We don't even need to go to the calls now. But one of the things that we failed to do at the beginning was introduce ourselves. Like, I didn't even introduce myself. We just jumped right. You did. I got a little bit excited here now.
So I was late. It was a bad accident, but I'm Katrina Martin, the owner of the Next Gen, the Global Next Gen event space. We're located in Clinton, Maryland. You can look us up to host your gatherings, events on globalnextgen.com. You can find us on Facebook, Global Next Gen, and IG, Global Next Gen.
Yeah, and me, it's your girl, Ladrine Howard Peterson, founder and CEO of Do It, delivering on ideas and thoughts. And I do one thing in a nutshell. What do? I help turn dreamers into doers. And I do it in the aspect of career development as well as establishing business. So this has been a wonderful show.
Thank you for having me. This was such a pleasure.
Our upcoming shows, mental health. We know that May was mental health awareness, but we're going to pick it up in June. The return of the women, men co-ed. I don't know. We're going to have to pray on this about you coming
to be in the house.
What is
when
it?
When?
When? We're still working out, planning with that. But we might have to pray. I don't know, Robert. I don't know.
Think you need a chaplain present.
Oh my God!
Some dream.
No, I'm pulling back. They set me up the last time. I felt a certain kind of way.
Right.
All the emails and stuff y'all sent me. Anyway, navigating the corporate ladder. I can't wait to do that and demystify the federal hiring process.
Oh wow, that's good.
And we'll continue like the authors takeovers. It'll be similar to how we started in the beginning with this. And then the small business takeover. So y'all know how we do at the end of the show.
Okay. Get up. Get on up. I feel like I'm supposed to be stepping down.
Get on up. Get up.
Get on up.
Shall we? Can we? Let's do this.